Tonight, an exclusive reveal investigation uncovers a Georgia judge accused of handing down lenient sentences for some serious crimes.
And in some of those cases, not following state-required guidelines. And one case involves a repeat domestic violence offender who nearly killed his wife. Here's Andy Parati.
Cherokee 911, address of your emergency.
I think I've got a victim of a domestic dispute in my parking lot. She's got 2 black eyes.
Wendy Jo Simpkins waits for an ambulance inside her SUV after her husband beat her inside their Cherokee County home in 2018. The injuries even shocking a deputy. A short time later, investigators arrest her husband, David Kemp.
You have the right to remain silent.
And on July 31st, 2019, a judge sentenced Kemp to 40 years in prison. Stephanie Woodard is Hall County's Solicitor General and chair of Georgia's Commission on Family Violence.
This is a case that shocks the consciousness.
Before Kemp's arrest, just a month before, he appeared here inside Cherokee County Judge Michelle Holmeyer's courtroom, charged with battery after hitting his wife. At the time, it was his second domestic violence offense. And according to state law, that means the judge was required to sentence Kemp to something called a family violence intervention program. It's a 24-week course designed to rehabilitate habitual offenders.
The judge should have ordered it unless there was a factual reason that was enunciated on the record.
But Judge Holmeyer didn't do that, instead giving him time served and probation. 25 days later, Kemp nearly killed his wife.
It is a call to arms for me.
This isn't the first time someone has accused Judge Holmeyer of handing down or recommending lenient sentencing. It started here at the county solicitor's office when she worked as a prosecutor in 2012. Holmeyer's boss at the time reprimanded her for recommending overly lenient sentences involving a speeding and a DUI case. 4 months later, as a judge, she allowed a driver ticketed for speeding 93 in his 65 to post an essay on social media instead of paying a fine.
Cherokee County 911 with location of your emergency.
But the one crime that stands out the most, Judge Holmeyer's sentences for DUIs.
Sir, you've been placed under arrest for driving under the influence. What I need you to do is put your hands.
According to a report created by the county's DUI court, over the past 3 years, Judge Holmeyer has sentenced 7 DUI offenders below what the state law requires. The Reveal reached out to Judge Holmeyer multiple times for about a month for an interview. She never responded. So we caught up with her this past Tuesday before a campaign event. Judge Holmeyer, Andy Parati, 11 Alive News. How are you? Good. Nice to meet you. I wanted to ask you some questions.
Yeah, thank you.
She kept walking, and so did we. Do you have anything to say about the David Kemp case? Why didn't you sentence him to a family violence intervention program?
Wow, Andy, that's an amazing story. So if these judges are not following these sentencing guidelines, what are the consequences here?
There aren't really many consequences for judges. Judges have wide authority in the type of sentences that they give defendants. According to the court administrator, she recommends holding them accountable at the ballot box. She claims that judicial rules prohibit most judges from talking about closed cases.
Okay, and of course, you guys are going to stay on top of this story. You can learn a lot more about this story, folks, on 11alive.com.